The life of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. Friends, today we remember a man whose story is not just history, it is an emotion, it is a fire that still burns in every Indian heart. His name, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. He was born on 23rd January 1897 in Cuttack, which is in today's Odisha. Back then, it was part of Bengal Presidency. His father, Janakinath Bose, was a respected lawyer, and his mother, Prabhavati Devi, was a deeply spiritual woman. Subhas grew up in a large family, but even as a boy, people noticed something special about him. He was disciplined, serious, but also full of questions. One story from his school days tells us so much about his character. When a British teacher made insulting remarks about Indians, Subhas did not stay quiet. He stood up for his people. He got punished, but that was the spark, the fire of patriotism that never left him. As he grew older, Subhas was a brilliant student. He went abroad to England, studied at Cambridge, and even cleared the Indian Civil Service exam. Now, that was the ultimate achievement back then, a job under the British, with prestige, money, and power. But when the offer letter came, Subhas quietly refused it. He said, I cannot serve the British crown. My place is with my country. That decision shocked his family, but it defined who he was. He was a man who never chose comfort over conviction. Back in India, Subhas joined the Indian National Congress. He admired Mahatma Gandhi but disagreed with him on methods. Gandhi believed in non-violence and slow negotiations. Subhas believed in action, in discipline, and if needed, in force. The difference made him popular among the youth. They saw him as a bold leader, someone who would not wait forever. Soon he became the president of the Congress, not once but twice, but his radical views clashed with the old guard. Instead of compromising, Subhas resigned. He walked away because he wanted to follow his own path to freedom. The British, of course, saw him as dangerous. They arrested him again and again, but even in prison, his character remained strong. Here's a small touching story about it. Subhas was once a smoker, but when he was jailed, he realized every cigarette he smoked came from the British government. And he thought, how can I take comfort from the same hands that oppress my people? So, right there in jail, he quit smoking forever. That was his discipline. Even in small things, he thought only of India's dignity. But prison walls could not hold him. In 1941, while under house arrest in Kolkata, he pulled off one of the most daring escapes in Indian history. Disguised with glasses and a cap, he slipped past the British guards, traveled across India secretly, crossed into Afghanistan, then to Soviet Union, and finally reached Germany. It sounds like a thriller, but it was real. He risked everything because he has a mission for India to be free. In Germany and later in Japan, Subhas built what became his greatest legacy, the Indian National Army, the INA. He gave the call, give me blood and I will give you freedom. And thousands of Indians responded. Prisoners of war, ordinary men, and even women joined him for them. Bose was not just a leader, he was the symbol of dignity, of courage, of hope. But Bose did not stop at building an army. He formed the Azad Hind government, India's government in exile. It has its own ministry, its own currency, its own stamps. It was first based in Singapore, later in Rangoon, which is also called as Burma, today known as Myanmar. And here's the emotional part. For the first time in centuries, India felt they had their own flag, their own leaders, their own nation, not under British control. He led the INA into battle alongside Japan against the British in the northeast. They fought bravely. Militarily, the INA was defeated, but emotionally, it achieved something much bigger. It showed Indians that the British were not invincible. Even British officers admitted later, after the INA trials in the Red Fort, the loyalty of Indian soldiers in the British army was shaken. That fear, that doubt, that cracked the very foundation of the empire. But then came 1945. Bose was on a plane in East Asia, flying out of Taiwan. The official report says that plane crashed and Bose died. But here's where the mystery begins. Many refuse to believe it. Some said he escaped to the Soviet Union. Some believe he came back to India in disguise. Even today, the truth is uncertain, and maybe that's fitting because legends like him never truly die. What he left behind was not riches, not dynasties. He left behind something far greater, a spirit of sacrifice, courage, and discipline. He was a man who gave up even the small comfort like smoking in jail because he did not want to owe the British a single thing. A man who gave up career, comfort, life, family, all for one dream, a free India. And today, when you and I walk freely in our independent nation, it is because men like Subhas Chandra Bose lived and sacrificed. Friends, remember this. Gandhi gave us the path of peace. Nehru gave us modern institutions, but Netaji gave us courage. The courage to believe that freedom was worth blood, sweat, and sacrifice. And so, as we remember Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, let's not think of him as just a chapter in life or history. Let's think of him as a reminder that true freedom is never given, it is taken with courage, with discipline, and with sacrifice. That was Netaji, that was Subhash Chandra Bose, and that is why his fire will never die.